So my talk today features M's, and it's a little theme that I think you'll enjoy. And the first M is the word musical, because I've had a recent success story. It's actually a success story that's unfolding. The Zone 28 and 32 Public Image team is hosting an event on April 28th called Public Image, the Musical. Thumbs up if you like the title, Public Image, the Musical. It's free, you can attend. I mean, the part of when you're getting the word out and trying to promote Rotary, part of it is what you name, what you call it, right? And we wanted to have something that felt different right from the outset. As soon as you hear it, you say, this is different than other Zoom events. Very important at the end of a pandemic. If you're trying to breathe life into a format that's probably outworn its welcome like Zoom has, you want to call it something special that really gets people to turn their heads and give it a second look. So this event is very special in that, I'll tell you, it already has 500 people signed up for it, which is remarkable in and of itself. But I'll tell you this, we are using a single infographic to promote the event. The graphic does not have the Rotary logo on it, and we're not using a web page for this event. 500 registrants. How about that? The graphic is easily found on the Zone 28 and 32 Facebook page if you want to see it. It's a Public Image, the Musical, so there's like a marquee, and you can tell it's got one of those signs with the lights that go around. And it's just charming enough to get your attention. It was created by somebody on our Public Image team, Christina Hope Ennis, who is a Canva expert. And the Public Image team has 10 experts, so that we have an expert in Canva, we have an expert in Club Runner, we have an expert in Facebook analytics, we have an expert in writing. And all of these people are presenting at the event. So one of the things I'm doing in the campaign right now is every day I post something that tells you about one of these experts. And I'm telling you what, man, the registrations are just clicking like crazy. And anybody can do this, guys. You can do it in your club. You just have to present what's called the value proposition, an undeniable value proposition, and people will sign up and they'll be there. And then, of course, you have to deliver on what you're promising, which we plan to do on April 28th. I'm going to come back to the musical in a minute. The next M is Megaphone. So there's an old saying that if a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, it doesn't make a sound. And so when you shout from the rooftops, hey, everybody, we have this great event, it's called Public Image, the Musical. If you don't have a distribution list, nobody's going to know about your event. If you don't have a Facebook following, it won't do much good to post it to Facebook. If you're not on Twitter, the media is never going to find out about it. So you need to have what we call in the business a dist list. That's short for distribution list. Now, most clubs have what's called a membership list. And where do you keep that membership list? Anybody? Take yourself off mute or type it into chat. Yeah, Club Runner, the database. I heard another answer. Yeah, piece of paper maybe, spiral notebook. But let's say you have a modicum of technology acumen. You're going to keep it in Club Runner. But the problem there is that your club only has maybe 40 members or 50 members like mine does. So now your list is only 50 people. Well, how are you ever going to get 200 people to an event if your primary distribution list only has 50 people on it? And the trick, of course, is to set up a sub-list or a separate list in Club Runner. And our club happens to call it Friends of Club Runner. I see Deborah's nodding her head. Do you do this in your club, Deborah? You can take yourself off mute. Yeah. And, again, that list can also be in the spiral notebook, but the important thing is that you have that list. And the reason that you want to have it in an electronic database is this spiral notebook is going to have to cause you to re-keystroke all of those emails, and every time you keystroke an email, there's a chance for a typo. So you want a good clean list as your distribution list. So my club, the Rotary Club of Troy here in Michigan, we have a primary membership list of 50 people, plus honorary Rotarians. And then we have a Friends of Club Runner list of 640 people, or whatever, right? So your Friends of Rotary list should be something like 10x. So if you have 50 club members, your Friends of Rotary is 500. It could be much larger, of course. And who's on that list? Anybody that's ever surrendered an email at a physical event or at a Zoom event to attend one of your things. Anybody that's ever come to a wine tasting that your club has sponsored. Anybody that's ever given money to the organization. Anybody that's ever spoken to your club. You keep that email for something called remarketing. Now, the problem with remarketing is if you send people enough junk, what are they going to do? They're going to quit your list. That's right, Diane Chantler. They're going to quit your list. And that's going to happen. You know, I'm using a CRM right now called Infusionsoft. And Infusionsoft actually takes people off my list if they're unengaged for a period of time. So it becomes like a game. You've got to keep bringing people into your list because your list is going to shrink with time anyway. They're either going to quit the list or your CRM is going to take them off of your list based on canned spam laws that were passed many years ago to keep us from getting email from people that, till the end of time. If you have questions, type them in the chat. Let's handle them in real time. Thank you for doing that, Don. If somebody wants to be my secretary and type in any tweetable quotes that I say or links like that, that's awesome. Thank you very much. So that's the second M, which is Megaphone. And the good thing, of course, in the virtual world is that it's easier to get 200 or 500 people to come to your event in a world that is Rotary without boundaries, because your club can now have Rotarians attend from other clubs, other zones, other parts of the Rotary world, right? And it took us a long time to get the hang of this. I know a lot of clubs are still posting. It's so cute, almost quaint, how we post that our event is starting at 7 o'clock, as if there's only one 7 o'clock in the world. So if we want people to come from Chicago, I've got to put 7 o'clock Eastern time, because Chicago is Central time, everybody. So if you want to pull in that larger audience, you have to start thinking like the world. You just can't think like your own burg or neighborhood anymore. So the first M was musical, second M was megaphone, the third M is message. So your message starts with this really creative name. In this case, this case study that I'm telling you about is Public Image, the musical. I have seen people recently promoting their events with creative language like this: district conference. Or, I love this one, district assembly. Who wouldn't want to sign up for that? It sounds so exciting. Who wouldn't want to go to another district assembly, everybody? So there's a really clever part of speech, a very useful part of speech. It's called the adjective, everybody. Adjectives are emotional words. They get emotional buy-in. And you have to get emotional buy-in before you get financial buy-in. And you have to get financial buy-in before you get the physical buy-in. Meaning, if you don't get emotional buy-in, people are never going to attend your event. So it starts with that positive emotional buy-in. How do you do that with English? You say, our exciting 2021 district assembly. Do you hear the difference? Because last year's district assembly was a snoozer. You know it, and I know it. I'm just being dramatic here. But this year's is different. You see what I did with the 20? I can't say in the subject line, last year's district assembly sucked. I cannot say that. But I can say, this is the 2021 district assembly. Do you hear the difference? So I'm drawing distinction between your past experiences and what you're going to get from us this year. And I can do it with the 2021. I can do it with exciting, right? And these are little tricks that you can use in your message. So it's the name of the event. You can do it with a marquee speaker. And I tell people when they have me speak, and I always laugh when I say it because it sounds so ridiculous for me to say this, but when I'm speaking and you're marketing me, I just feel like I'm a box of cornflakes, right? It's just I'm a product. So I tell people, I told Diane maybe, tell everybody I'm an internationally recognized speaker. Now, when I'm talking to Diane, I'm just Michael. But if Diane markets me as just Michael, nobody's going to come. She has to tell them I'm internationally recognized, or I'm a best-selling author, or that I'm a Rotary legend. There it goes again with the drama. But you see how that can get your attention a lot better than, hey, Michael is speaking, right? So it's incumbent upon you as the event planner, as the person in charge of registration, to juice this up a little bit, and that's how you do it. And then of course you have to deliver on what you promise. When this Michael cat gets to your presentation, he better be good. He better look like an international dude. He better sound. His content better be pretty highbrow, high class. It can't be stuff you've heard before. So thumbs up in the Zoom chat, or just give me a real thumbs up if so far I have your attention. Thumbs up. And you'll notice, thank you. And you'll notice in the reactions tray down below, you can also give a thumbs up down there. And you notice there is no thumbs down for this speaker. Okay. So this is what we're talking about here when we talk about things like message. And then finally, you want to remember the most popular radio station, and some of my friends in sales will know the answer to this question. The most popular radio station in the world is WIFM. Anybody want to shout out what that means? WIFM is what's in it for me. This is how people decide if they're going to attend an event. It's how they decide if they're going to stay on the event through the duration. What am I getting out of this? What am I going to get? And you'll notice I kept telling you at the beginning of this, you're going to really like this. And I'm pretty sure Diane told you, you're going to really like this, right? Because I'm doing the opposite of what's in it for me. I'm doing what's in it for you. And I'm constantly speaking to that. Here's what you're going to get. Here's how you're going to feel when you attend. Here are some pro tips I'm going to share, right? And the more I do this, the more obvious it is that this is something you do not want to miss. And that's where that undeniable thing comes in that we talked about earlier. I'm putting into chat right now some of these links that I was teasing you about earlier. And if you've got your Zoom set up, you can actually click on the links and they will open in a fresh window and be waiting for you in your browser after you get off this session. I'll explain what the links are in just a second. Thumbs up if you can see the links now in chat. 4 very valuable links for you. Again, delivering on my promise that this presentation is not like other presentations. So I'm trying to walk the walk here as we take you through this. So we have musical, we have megaphone, we have message, and my final M is mix. There's a message mix when you're setting up a program. And I like to think about the message mix like a pencil drawing. If you've ever zoomed in on a pencil drawing on your screen, you'll see there are not hundreds, but thousands of little marks in a good pencil drawing. There's the outline of the puppy. There's the shading in the puppy's ear, the cross-hatching to create dimension in the puppy. Thousands and thousands of little marks. And that's what makes the puppy look like a puppy. So the analogy to this in event planning is what I call the 100-day marketing program. We're talking about a mix here, but M is another marketing word, right? So in that 100 days, you have a chance to do those thousands and thousands of pencil strokes, which makes your event look like the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you have a 2-week campaign, your program will look like a 2-week event. It'll look like you stayed up all night, the night before to put it on. But a 100-day campaign shows discipline. It shows planning. It shows execution. You probably have a team of people working on different things. And I will tell you that's one of the biggest challenges in a volunteer, thinly staffed organization, thinly staffed if you have a club of 12 people, is that it's very hard to put on a 100-day campaign. Now, I do fundraisers for clubs. Some of you know this. And I'm proud to tell you that because I waive my fee for Rotary clubs and because Rotary's clever, you usually get your venues for free, this is a $10,000 net for Rotary clubs. Net, not gross. Gross is all the money that comes in. Net is all the money your club gets to keep. It's a $10,000 net. And I'm proud to say that I've helped raise over $250,000 for Rotary clubs in North America by donating my time and marketing acumen, because I'll teach you how to get 100 people to this event. And these are people off the street. So if we do a leadership program and we get leaders from the community to come to your Rotary Club event, you're going to get M&Ms, right? Members and money. You're going to raise $10,000 net, and I'm going to put a bunch of people in front of your Rotary Club who would never be there under any other condition. And you can sign them up. I'll help you recruit them that day. Now, I only do three of these events a year, so it's not like I'm still open for business. My calendar's starting to open up. I'm on my way to Florida this week, and it's going to get busier in the fall. And we're going to do a 100-day campaign. If you decide you want to do this event, you have to sign on to all these things. But I will get 100 people in the room, and we'll raise $10,000 for your club, and we'll get a chance to spend some time together and have some fun. And if you're interested in that, you can send me an email. I'll put it into chat right now, along with my cell phone number, because I like to be accessible to people after the fact. And here comes the cell. So this message mix now, this pencil drawing, is a heady mix. It's complicated. I want you to draw 3 circles like this in your notes. See them? 1, 2, 3. Under mix. And the first circle is, just write them into the circle because I want you to keep this separate. Into the circle. Email or emails. Website. FB for Facebook. IG for Instagram. TW for Twitter. LI for LinkedIn. All the social media platforms in this circle. Club Facebook pages. The district Facebook page. Personal Facebook pages. So it wasn't just Facebook. It was all of these different pages. You see how you can make your megaphone bigger and get the word out to more people? If all of your Rotarians posted on their personal pages, you would get 10 times more views than you get on your club page. Thumbs up if I'm right. Most of you have more friends than your club has. What's up with that? Facebook allows 5,000 personal friends. And clubs don't really nurture or curate their Facebook following. Now, all is not lost if you don't do this, because the media will get you attention. But here's the thing, the media doesn't crawl Facebook. What platform does the media pay attention to? Say it or type it. You might have said it, but you were muted. It's Twitter. That's exactly right, Twitter. And of course, the secret there is the hashtag, right? So if I was trying to get the Detroit newspaper attention here in Detroit, I would tweet it and I would put hashtag Detroit News, because they've got interns crawling it for news stories. They don't do that on Facebook, everybody, and they don't do it on LinkedIn. If I was looking to attract pros, anybody? Young professionals, to my Rotary Club, I wouldn't promote it necessarily on Facebook. I would be promoting it on Instagram and for sure on LinkedIn. A lot of Rotary doesn't pay attention to LinkedIn anymore. And why would you? You're not working. If you're retired, you're not paying attention to LinkedIn. But the Yo Pros live and die by it. That's where they get job offers. That's where they build their networks. So a lot of times what people say when it comes to their message mix, they go, well, I don't like Twitter. I hate Twitter. Twitter's not my thing. You hear the pronoun? It's all about me. But I don't really care if you like Twitter. If you want to get the media to pay attention, you have to be on Twitter. The second circle under mix is tense, T-E-N-S-E. And most people think, well, tense is about stress. And certainly we have that when we do events. Oh my God, it's 2 days before the event and only 38 people have signed up. We better send out 2 email blasts today, one in the morning and one in the evening. It's got the same subject line and the same body. And guess what people do? Quit your list. It's lazy marketing, desperate, lazy marketing. Think about this, everybody. The best way to promote your event, 3 ways. Before the event, to get people to come to it. During the event, why? Because social media loves relevance. And there's nothing more relevant than what's happening right now. You want to promote your district right now? Promote this event right now. This Angelo Caruso guy is fantastic. Or we've got such great people in our Rotary District. We're on right now learning more about how to be better marketers. And you push that message out. Because when social sees that it's happening now, the algorithm opens up. The algorithm means how many people it will show your post to, right? If you post something that happened 50 years ago, Facebook doesn't care. You understand this, right? Thumbs up if you understand this. Facebook does not care about stuff that happened 50 years ago. Facebook cares about stuff that happens right now or stuff that's about to happen. So you're going to promote your event before it happens, of course. You're going to promote during the event, which is counterintuitive but very useful. And you're going to promote the event after it happens. You promote before it happens to get them to the event, and you promote after it happens to get them to the next event. Because you are having a next event. It's next year's, the 2022 exciting district assembly. You see? Marketing is a game, and the game never ends. You never get to win the game. Are you writing any of this down? Oh, he was so depressing. He told us we never get to win the game. I thought he was a motivational speaker. The third circle is a scoreboard, the scoreboard. On social, not all engagement is created equal. So 4 points for a share, 3 points if someone comments, 2 points if they merely like it, and only 1 point if they give you one of those stupid emoticons. The emoticon to me is not particularly useful. What I want you to do is share. Why? Take yourself off mute or type it in chat. Why is the share the holy grail when it comes to Facebook engagement? Yeah, because when you share it, it's not only being seen by where I put it, it's being seen by everybody in your Facebook following. But people got hip to this a long time ago, and Facebook, I was told, for a short time actually stopped showing your post if you use the word share. But I think they've gotten over that now. You don't want to necessarily say share. What you want to do is create content that is imminently shareable, right? That's the idea. So the 3 circles under mix are this heady little, mix of emails, websites, social, all that stuff, press releases. The second one is promote the event before, during, and after. That's the tenses. And the third one is the scoreboard. Shares are worth more than emoticons. Which brings us full circle all the way back to the musical, which is happening on April 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And you are all invited to sign up. We're going to hear from 9 experts, all from the public image teams for Zone 28 and 32. And they're going to be presenting in a tight 5 format. Each of them has 3 minutes to deliver 3 pro tips and then 2 quick questions from the audience. So it's going to be moving very, very quickly. But I told my people, the panel, because they go, 5 minutes, we're never going to be able to teach them anything. I said, that's the point. We don't want you to teach them everything they need to know about Facebook analytics. We want them to call you to do talks for their entire club or their entire planning committee, because that, again, opens up the megaphone for more people to get it, you see? And so that's what we're doing on April 28th, and you're all welcome to sign up for it. You can go to the Zone 28 and 32 Facebook page, or you can go to the Zone 28 and 32 website and register for those events. I've given you Rotary tips today, but some of you are still working. Some of you are doing events for your condo association or your church. All of these marketing techniques that I've shared with you today will work in any area, any types of people, any groups, and they'll draw people like magnets. You just have to have the patience to work it out. I'm happy to